Hold on, guys. Gotta put the light on here. There you go. Little light on the action. What's up, Red Cloud? So there's something going on right now with the AMC apes, and I kind of feel it's pathetic. When something is a good effort, that's what you call it. You understand? You call it a good effort, but you can't call something a success if nothing ultimately has changed. So I respect what the Marine did. Everyone keeps calling it a success. They said it was a success. Here's the thing, though. How is it a success if nothing has changed? Adam Aron, March 14th, set a meeting, okay, where they will be discussing the 10-for-1 reverse stock split. Okay, so the protest didn't seem to cancel that meeting. Everything is going forward as planned to take away 90% of our shares. Gary Gensler is still not doing his job. The hedge funds and Ken Griffin are laughing, smoking Cuban cigars, drinking Johnny Walker Blue. They're not closing their positions. I just don't understand why people are calling the protests a success. Did it have more people than me? Of course. It was just me and Billy. Okay. But what is I don't think my protest was a success, and I don't think the Marines' protest was a success. Because for me, here's how I define success. Something had to come of this that would either stop the corruption, end the corruption, or expose the corruption. And nothing happened. It was a bunch of guys who got together, probably went out for a few beers, just like I called it. You know what I mean? Maybe they got a little hamburgers. They got something to eat. They had a little fun. Nothing came of it. Right. Success equals MOAS. I agree with Red Cloud 100%. So what's bothering me is that everyone is calling the Marines protest a success. It's bothering me because I don't know where they're getting this from. Maybe it's because they're so desperate for some sort of acknowledgement, just for their voices to be heard. But let's talk a little bit about Charles Payne. I got to say something to you, and I never really realized it until today. Because Charles Payne is primarily the only media person who kind of gives the apes a platform. You know what I mean? He's a very rare person that interviews the apes. Now, the thing is, Charles Payne came across, in my opinion today, like he was the enemy. He did not come across like he was a friend. And if you feel like he came across like a friend, then I don't know, you should all get your head checked out. Did you hear how he was talking to the Marine? It's like he was embarrassing him. He was insulting him. It was condescending. It's like he was being very sarcastic with the way he was speaking to him. He was like, well, you got to get your stuff together. All you apes, you got to stop the fighting. You got to be more organized. Get your stuff together. This is how Charles Payne was talking to the Marine. And instead of the Marine attacking Charles back, it was like he was a kiss ass. And that is not a leader. Let me tell you something. I hate to say this, and if I get into a war with the Marine, I might have to get into a war with him. A leader never, ever, ever kisses ass. A leader never backs down. That's the thing. A leader is a fighter. And I just feel like, who the F is Charles Payne? Like what I would have said to Charles Payne? I would have said, you'll be working for me soon. That's when the apes buy Fox, you're gonna be working for us. Like, you got to sometimes learn in life to put people in their place. Charles Payne is a nobody. Okay, he's a nobody. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, everyone makes it seem like this guy is so great. Like, what's so great about him? You know what I mean? The guy talks to us like he's above us. I don't like that. I wouldn't have took it. If he was interviewing me and he would have talked that way to me, it would have been a whole different interview because I would have put him in his place instantly. I would have instantly put him in his place. And I have to tell you, I'm very, very disappointed that the Marine did it. I feel like the Marine came across very, very weak in that interview. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. I think he did a good thing. I think he tried his best to put it all together. But then at the end, when he was talking on national television, came across very weak. That's not a leader, man. I would have told Charles to get a shine box, Red Cloud. You're 100% right. And people sometimes ask, they're like, well, Marine for CEO of AMC. I don't think he has the leadership qualities. I don't. He did not demonstrate them to me that he has the leadership qualities. He didn't. It was that interview was honestly, it was a joke. If I was the Marine, I don't even think I would have shared that interview. I would have just said thank you for the interview, and I would have never made it public because he looked like a jackass. I hate to break it to him, man. I don't know, because everybody's like, oh, Apefather, you would have loved to be on Charles Payne. Let me be clear to you. Charles Payne is a nobody. Okay. He's a nothing. He's a lightweight. Okay. And there is no way I would have allowed him to speak about the apes, about our movement, and to me like that. No way. It never would have happened. Never would have. I would have cut him off right as soon as he started downgrading the apes. I would have said to him, listen to me. We're going after the whole bakery. You understand? AMC is just the beginning. We want Ken Griffin. We want all of Wall Street. We want the media. We want everything. Okay, you want to talk about getting organized? You're going to come work for us. You're going to be working under the apes. So I just felt the Marine was too weak. That's the bottom line. He was too weak. That's not a leader. I watched it 3 times, the interview, and each time I watched it, see, people call me I'm not jealous. What am I jealous of? What am I? You want to laugh like this guy Ding Dong? I'm gonna make you laugh. I got more views, ready, than the Marine did on my protest with one person that he did with 75 people. What am I jealous of? I mean, people like I'm jealous. Go look at my protest video. You're gonna notice it has over 11,000 views. Ding Dong. Go look at it. I'm not jealous of nothing. People are saying I'm jealous. What am I jealous over? That he made a jackass out of himself on national television? That's what I'm jealous over? What am I jealous over? People keep saying this to me. He came across weak, Ding Dong. The Marine came across weak. Did you hear the things that Charles Payne was saying to him? He was like, you guys are not organized. There's all this inbound fighting. You're all over the place. Get your shit together. Like he was making us all sound like we're a bunch of idiots. He goes, do you think the SEC will ever do anything except a slap on the wrist with Ken Griffin and with Citadel? He goes, I keep getting this picture in my mind that Ken Griffin is smoking a big Cuban cigar, laughing at you. This is the things that Charles Payne was saying. And all that the Marine said in return was, thank you for your time today, Charles. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to talk to me. Like Charles Payne is some big shot. No. See, that's not the way. I guess a lot of people don't like me. You know why? What's up, Tommy Stutch? How you doing, Tommy? I got to go, watch the trailer. Yeah, a new movie? All right. Skeena Marink. Check it out. I think a lot of people don't like me because I'm very, very raw. I really, I don't take no shit from nobody. Like, I don't care who I'm talking to. I was at, but I'm so powerful that I stopped Donald Trump. I stopped him. And I was talking to him because at the time I was working for a marketing company and we were doing the rebranding for the Trump organization. We just finished the Kushner Corporation, Jared Kushner, who is Ivanka Trump's husband. And I stopped Donald Trump. Now, I remember the vice president of the Trump organization. Her name is Amanda Miller. She said to me, Richard, I have to tell you something. You could laugh, but it's true, Ding Dong. Okay, this guy laughs. She says, "I have seen world leaders, and they could not stop Donald Trump. You stopped them. You stopped them. Okay, listen. You could all laugh. You could. This guy. What did the Marine accomplish, Ding Dong? You know what I hate about haters? You know what I hate about you people is that all you do is hate. But you don't come back. Like, let's have like a meaningful discussion. You don't come. Let me ask you a question. March 14th, right? Adam Aron just set the appointment to discuss the 10-for-1. They're going forward with the 10-for-1 reverse stock split. Okay. So the protest did not stop that. Adam Aron is still the CEO of AMC. AMC still has the same insiders, the same board of directors. The shorts have not closed. We have not had the MOAs. We have not exposed the synthetics. We have not exposed any corruption. A bunch of guys got together and had a little fun. That's it. That's what happened today. Bunch of people got together and they had a little fun. They got a couple of drinks. That nothing was accomplished. Daniel Sam. The only thing he accomplished was being known as a fool that does not even know what he wants. You know, I have to agree with Daniel Sam because I have to say that was the worst interview I've ever seen, what he did. Like, up until the point that he had the interview with Charles Payne, I kind of respected the Marine. I'm going to tell you the truth. I respected him. I was praising him, and I was giving him credit. I was like, great effort. Great. Just the mere fact that he tried it. Just the mere fact that he organized it. He put it together. But when I watched that interview, Charles Payne made a fool out of him, man. And he made a fool out of the AMC apes. And I felt the Marine's job was to stand up for us. And he did it. You know, he let Charles Payne basically, it was the most condescending, sarcastic interview I've ever seen. He made him diminish our like intellect. You know, Charles Payne's like, he's telling him, it's like Charles Payne was telling him like in another way to go home and get a shine box. Charles Payne was like, do me a favor, get more organized, get your shit together, and then we'll talk together. All right. Go get your shine box. All right. You know what I'm talking about? Oklahoma kid, go get your shine box. And the Marine's like, thank you, Charles Payne. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you today. I mean, what? That was so weak. And he's a Marine. I don't think he was a leader. He must have been a follower because that was not a leader speaking. Okay, that was a kiss ass. Sorry to break it to you, ding dong. But respect for what? What's wrong with you people? Listen to me. Let me ask you a question, okay? Aren't we trying to accomplish something? I want you all to think about this. Listen to me. What is the end game here? What is the end game? The end game is that we want the MOAs, right? We want the corruption exposed. We want to win. So what does it matter if a bunch of people get together at the SEC with signs and a megaphone, and at the end of it, nothing is accomplished? Nothing is accomplished. What I mean, you all giving this guy credit. You're like, oh, he did this great thing. What did he do? How about we all hang out? Here's an example, right? Let's all hang out at Carmine's. Okay, seriously, I'll set a date. I'm not even. This is serious. What I'm saying. All right, ready? Come to Atlantic City, right? Let's go to Carmine's at the Tropicana. Let's have a big. Let's get like 50 people, 70 people. Let's have a big Italian dinner. Let's all drink. And while we're there, right, I'll film a video. We could all scream, F Gary Gensler, F the SEC. We're not going to take it no more, right? At least when you're with me, you'll be eating a feast. You're going to be eating an Italian feast. And I'm serious. I will set a date. No joking. And that to me will be the same thing that the Marine did. The only difference is with me, you would be eating very well. You would be eating and drinking a lot with me. What's up, ZK8ET, brother? How you doing? Teddy Zane should be the next AMC CEO, please. Look, Teddy Zane is a very good guitar player. I will give him that. I was watching his latest video. I don't agree with anything with Teddy Zane in terms of finance. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't agree with nothing he says. But I will say this, as I'm a fellow musician, okay? Teddy Zane is really an excellent guitar player. He's got chops. He's got talent. And I told him that. I think you should stick with just more of that type of content, like where he's playing the guitar and, in honor of Eddie Van Halen. He's awesome, man. But just stick to that. No, he's got good quality guitars, John. He's got a good rig. He's got a good setup. He does. I think so, But remember something, it's not about the guitar you play, it's about your talent. People put too much emphasis into that shit, It's about the talent. Like, if you have a very talented guitarist, it doesn't matter if he's playing anything. He could be playing a Les Paul, or he could be playing anything. I saw a kid one time go into a Sam Ash, and he took like a $30 guitar, and he was wailing on that bad boy. So at the end of the day, it's about talent. It's not about the keyboard you're playing on. It's not about the piano you're playing on. It's about talent. It's a failure, Heavy. Listen, 100% failure. Nothing. Listen to me. Adam Aron set March 14th. Do you understand? They're discussing the 10-for-1 reverse stock split. They're moving forward with the 10-for-1 reverse stock split. So I'm going to tell you all something, and I know you're not going to listen to me. After the 10-for-1 reverse stock split, we're finished. We're over. AMC is finished. They're going to take 90% of our shares. Antera, Citadel, all the hedge funds are going to have a feast. Listen to me. They're going to short us down to the oblivion. Okay, and it's finished. That's it. It's over. Okay, so I'm not a hater. I just don't. Let me ask you a question for all these people, right? Do you want to win? Like what is let me ask you a question. Like this guy, Ken Tutu, okay, that he wears his tutu. Listen to me, Ken. What is your motivation? Are you even an AMC stockholder, or are you just a bot? Are you some bot? Do you work for Citadel? Or are you actually an AMC ape? Now, if you are an AMC ape, here's the things you don't want to happen. You don't want, okay, so let me ask you a question. Do you want the 10-for-1 reverse stock split to happen? I'm asking you, okay, let's see if he answers me. Because do you understand that Adam Aron set a meeting? Okay, well, so let me ask you a question. At the end of the day, if the Marine had his protest, right, the 10-for-1 reverse stock split goes through, what the fuck did he accomplish? Okay, I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm asking you all a question. What the fuck did he accomplish? Everyone's calling it a success. They're like, it's a big success is protest. How is it a big success? Forget about attention. Heavy, you guys are all nuts, man. I don't know what's wrong with you people. You guys are all nuts. Awareness for what? Charles Payne made him look like an idiot. He made him look like, do you want to know what Charles Payne did in that interview? He made the AMC apes look like we were desperate, that we were all butthurt, that we lost our money, that Adam Aron played us, and that we all look like Desperado. Desperado! How is that a victory? And if you want to get awareness and if you want to get attention, you don't want that type of attention. That's the last type of attention you want. I've answered that question, Avenue Empire, many, many times. Okay. First of all, before I answer your question, what we really need to do is expose the corruption. That's the main. Listen to me. AMC should be a vehicle for all of us to expose the corruption. Now, the Marine is not a leader. He's not. Listen to me. He kissed Charles Payne's ass. That's it. You could vote for him, fine. God bless. But he's not a leader. Okay. You all don't even have the basic understanding of what we're even dealing with. All of you haters. All of you haters out there don't have the basic understanding that you're dealing with the world's most powerful, corrupt people on earth. And you have to be at a competitive rate. We have to be compatible. We have to be able to compete with Citadel. I'm very tired. I just had a big, gigantic friggin' lasagna. I'm like, you have your expression, nap after the turkey. Forgive me. We have to be able to compete with Citadel. Now, here's the bottom line. Citadel has assets that are worth $50 billion. So in order to compete against Citadel, the AMC apes should have assets of $50 billion. That's it. I know you think I'm crazy, but listen, it's really actually simple common sense. If you're going up against a fighter, you understand? I tried to use the analogy earlier, like if you were fighting Mike Tyson in his prime, okay, you got to go there prepared. You have to have the same strength, the same speed, the same skills that Tyson has. That's it. Or it's going to be a no contest. He's going to knock you out in 10 seconds, and that's going to be the end of it, right? You're going to be on your ass, okay? So it's the same exact analogy with Citadel. How could we compete against Citadel if they have 50 billion and we have no money? How do you compete? Like you have a company, AMC, that's burning through cash. They're losing money. Adam Aron started with $2 billion in the vault. Now he has about 700 to 800 million left. He's burning through money so fast, it's insane. So it's more likely to believe that Adam Aron might be possibly even cooperating with Citadel. Like we don't know, like I'll say alleged, but you take the situation of AMC. It's a dying company. The revenues are falling. Citadel made 16 friggin' billion. Okay. They're making money hand over fist. They are the most successful hedge fund in the world. Okay. So how do you expect to compete with them? See, that's the plan I want to ask you. Here's the plan. You know how you're all asking me questions? Let me ask you a question. How are you going to compete against Ken Griffin? Tell me. I'm curious if someone answers that. This guy keeps talking about revenue. You think small like your balls. Avenue Empire. You ever look between your legs and notice that your balls are tiny? That's the way your mind operates. You think small. I think big because I am big. Everything about me is big. My life, my finances, my balls, they're huge. You understand? You think, unfortunately, you're thinking of peanuts. Brother, forget about all that. We're not in this. Can I tell you what we're in this for? People don't understand. This is another thing that aggravates me. You know, another thing that aggravates me? People forget why they came into AMC. It's not because of the fundamentals. It's not because, listen, I do love movies. We all are big movie fans. But we believe that AMC had the most synthetic phantom shares, whatever you want to call it. Naked shorting was occurring allegedly, and we wanted to expose it. That's the main reason why all of us came into AMC for the MOAS. Okay. And it's like the way all of you are talking, it's like, how are we going to increase revenue with AMC? Oh my God. How are we going to keep the company from stopping from going bankrupt? Oh my God. We got to think bigger than that. We got to think bigger. We got to think bigger. Do you want to know what my motivation is? Listen to me. My motivation is I want to compete with Citadel and I want to beat them. But you have to understand, the only way we will beat them is if we could compete on the same leveled playing field. Now, you might think I'm crazy, right? You might say that's impossible. It's not impossible. There are over 5 million apes. I think there's close to 10 million apes worldwide. And if each one of them, like let's just go just for the fun of it. If 10 million apes put up $5,000, now again, I'm just talking hypothetically, this is not a solicitation for an investment. That's $50 billion. So let's say you have 50, but just hear me out. Let's just go with this. Now, let's say you buy AMC for whatever, 3 or 4 bill. Okay. You now assume all the debts. The debts are around $5 billion, right? So you still got a good 42, 43 billion left over. You now have the greatest law firms working for you all over the world. Share Intel, West Christian, you name it, we got them. We now control, okay, major legalities, major law firms that are fighting for us. Now, with that type of money, the commercials and the advertisement, I could destroy Citadel. I could destroy Ken Griffin. If you have a bankroll like that, you could literally have private investigators look into his past. You could smear his name. Now again, this is all entertainment purposes only. I'm just explaining to you. The idea is to attack these people, and you want the truth to come out. You got to find a hook. You need a hook. This is what you don't understand. You need a hook. There's got to be something in Ken Griffin's past that we could use. There's got to be something. Okay. But when, you hear the old expression, money talks and bullshit walks. See, I'm thinking bigger than all of you people. I'm thinking big. You're thinking very small, all of you. You're thinking very, very small. My brain is so above everyone's. I'm thinking big. I'm thinking acquire let me tell you what I'm thinking. Acquire AMC, fire Adam Aron, fire the board of directors. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. No offense to all of you. I have to be in control because I don't think any one of you have the mindset that I have. That's it. So part of this agreement, I have to have full power because you just don't have the mindset. None of you. You just don't to beat Citadel. You don't. None of you do. You're all thinking so small. You're all thinking so tiny. You don't think big. Okay. So what I would do is I would not only have the best legal team, share intel, exposing the synthetics, and going after Ken Griffin, investigate. I would not depend no more on the Department of Justice. I would go after Citadel. I would force them to open their books. I would find out what's going on in the dark pools. I would find out all their secrets, but you need the money. Step one is the money. Then you have the power. Then I would have an advertisement campaign that will go directly after him. I would attack him. When I'm done with Ken Griffin, the guy would run to Mexico. He would never know what he would ever be facing when he faces me. He would run for friggin'. He would go hang out with Lou in the Dominican Republic when I'm finished. Okay, that's who you need as a CEO. That's who you need. Now listen to me. If we discover, and I'm going to tell you the big news here. Okay. If we discover what I believe is in AMC, remember that guy Thomas James Investing? He said there was 1 trillion. He said phantom shares. Now I don't know if it's that high, but let's say it's 100 billion phantom shares, or let's say it's something really big. You don't understand. If we could prove this, and I have this now, I have evidence. Gary Gensler is forced to address it. He's forced because I imagine you go to the SEC rather than what the Marine did today with the megaphones and all the screaming and all of that stuff. Imagine you go to Gary Gensler with actual evidence and you say, look, there's 100 billion phantom shares at AMC. He's caught with his tail between his legs. That's it. He's screwed. He has to address it. He has to enforce it. That's it. Like, I can give you an example. You're not loyal. This guy's just an idiot. This guy, ding dong. I don't want to get too technical, okay? But an uncle of mine recently passed away. This was my father's brother. I just want to give you an example. And the funeral part. Now, I know my father prepaid my uncle's services, but unfortunately, my father, God bless him, may he rest in peace, he got kind of sick at the end. He had COPD. He was a big smoker, my father. He smoked like 4 packs of cigarettes a day. I told him to stop. He didn't listen to me. He was a stubborn guy. Smoked a lot of cigarettes. And end result is he passed away. God bless him. May he rest in peace. He did not leave this information with me regarding my uncle. Okay. So the funeral home told me, can you believe this? They were like, we have no record of this, of your father paying. That's what they said. So unfortunately, we cannot honor any agreement for your uncle. Okay. So I had to go digging. I went through my father's credit cards, bank statements. Long story, I came up with a credit card payment of around $10,000 that my father made. I came up with the receipt. Now, I went back to the funeral parlor, right? And I showed them, I said, look at this receipt for $10,000 made out to your funeral home. You had to see how fast the guy changed his tune. The guy changed his tune so fast. He said, Mr. Lavoie, I am so sorry. Then he started telling me, my brother, he's been giving us major problems. He was the partner in the funeral home. He goes, he was gambling money. I am so sorry. I am honoring this, Mr. Lavoie. He goes, I am so sorry. Anything I could do for you. God bless you. God bless. He completely changed his tune. Now let me tell you why. Because I found the receipt. Listen to me. I found the receipt that my father paid for that service. Now, if I didn't have that receipt, you know what that funeral director would have told me? He would have told me this. That's what the funeral director would have told me. So it's the same concept with Gary Gensler. If you go to him with actual evidence, see, he's not going to bite the hand that feeds him. Adam Aron is not going to bite the hand that feeds him. You understand? This is something we have to expose on our own. But if we go to Gary Gensler and we say, guess what, Gary? What's up, Apefather? Gary, I hate to tell you this. There's 100 billion phantom synthetic shares in AMC. You know, he has to address it. He has no choice because you got the effing evidence. But you see, how do you get to that level? This is what I'm trying to teach all of you. How do you get to, you know how you get to that level? You have to be the one in the power. You have to be the one in the CEO seat. There's no other way. I'm telling all of you, you don't listen. It's a sad thing because we could win this. We could win this, but you're all very, very stubborn effing people. Okay? You're all doing everything the wrong way. Everything you're doing is wrong. And you think small. All these stupid things that you invest in and you make crumbs. I want the whole bakery. You know the difference between me and you? Here's the difference. You go make $200 and you jump up and down for joy. I made $200 on the stock today. For me, $200 is a dinner. It's just me going out to eat. That's what it is, okay? You all think too small. You think too small. I'm not interested in $200. I'm not interested in $2,000. I'm not interested in $20,000. I have this money already. I'm not interested in 200. I have $200,000. I have more than $200,000. I'm interested in billions. I want us to compete with Citadel. I'm thinking big, but all of you think like this, like your size of your balls. You think small. The Marine was weak in that interview. See, look, at least there's somebody who admits it. ZK8ET. Let me read his comment. The Marine was weak in that interview. Since he was in the Marines, I assumed he was going to speak his mind and be assertive on that interview. He's no leader. I agree 100%. I agree. What's up, CC? He did not come across. You know what? I have to tell you, I kind of changed my mind on the Marine completely. I completely did like a 180 on him. Like at first I was giving him credit. At first I was like, I really have to say that he tried, and I was trying to give him the credit that he deserves. But after listening to that interview, he is no effing leader. A leader, understand something. A leader never shows a sign of weakness. You never show, that's like, you just don't do it. And he was basically making it like Charles Payne was above him. You understand? See, you know what it is with my personality? I'm a psychopath. Like, I could talk to Donald Trump and I would actually act like I'm above Donald Trump. I'm serious. Like, I don't care who I'm talking to. I don't get intimidated. I don't get intimidated. See, to me, I just look at Ken Griffin. You know what I think of? I think of a weasel. He's a weasel to me. But none of you, and you have to be realistic, none of you will have the balls to face him. You won't. See, you're all like computer tough guys, keyboard warriors, but you don't have what it takes to go up against somebody who has $50 billion in assets. You don't. And you got to have a certain type of mindset, and you have to have a certain type of a charisma, and you just don't have it. And the Marine, unfortunately, doesn't have it. He doesn't have it. That's it. Okay. Let him have his 75 people protest. Congratulations. Nothing got accomplished. Okay. Now, if you want to accomplish something, yes, it's going to take money, and it's going to take something that we all have to do together. It's going to take a movement. That's it. But you see, if we do this, this is bigger than just AMC. What you're not understanding, we could beat Wall Street. We could actually finally beat Wall Street. We could beat the devil. You understand? And there is a way to do it. I know how to do it. But you have to be competitive. You have to be on the same level as Ken Griffin. That's the thing. Now we can be. We can be because we have 10 million friggin' retail investors worldwide. But the problem is that we're all putting our money in a rigged system, in a corrupt system that Ken Griffin has a monopoly over. This is what you don't understand. This guy controls all the brokerage exchanges. There's all the payment for order flow. The guy's making money every time you buy on Webull and Robinhood. And don't tell me that you're not. I know most of you are still on these payment for order flow platforms. I know for a fact. Okay, so don't even tell me you're not. And the thing is, this guy's making money every time you buy. He's making money every time you sell. He's a market maker. And on top of that, he's got synthetics that he doesn't have to disclose to the SEC. He doesn't have to disclose it to the DTCC. He doesn't have to disclose it to FINRA. The guy's riding high, man. He's riding high. He needs something to disrupt his high riding horse, and I know how to do it. It's not enough to just hire Wes Christian, John. It's John. Okay, John Bitton. Hear me out, brother. Just please listen to me. Just hear me out for a second, okay? You have a lot of. Let's imagine there's a tree. You have a lot of rotten apples on the tree. Do you understand? Now, here's what the key is, John. We need to get rid of all of those rotten apples, and then at some point, we're going to have the good apples. We're going to have the good apples. But we need to get rid of the rotten apples. Now, let's talk about what are the rotten apples. The first rotten apple is Adam Aron. He's the first rotten apple. He's got to go. The second rotten apple is the board of directors of AMC. They got to go. The third rotten apple is that the apes have to control AMC. We have to acquire it. Don't worry about everybody keeps saying this thing to me. What's going to happen to my shares if we go public to private? Listen, it's very simple. When you go from public to private, your shares will turn into equity. That's, in other words, you would own a percentage. But you see, you shouldn't worry about all of that shit right now, because we could always go public again under a new ticker. You understand? The key is what we're trying to do right now, listen to me, is we're trying to beat Wall Street. We're trying to beat Citadel. You got to stop. You see, the problem is you guys and girls, you think too small. You're worried about like a couple of $1,000. I wipe my ass with a couple of $1,000. Listen to me. You got to think bigger. You got to think big. Don't worry about all this shit. What happens when we go from private to public? What happens? How are you going to make more revenue with it? Listen to me. You got to get rid of the rotten apples. You got to get rid of them. That's the only way to success. The only road to victory is to get rid of the rotten apples. So now, once Adam Aron is gone, once the board of directors are gone, we acquire AMC. The next thing we got to do is have money in the vault. Now, this is where John Bitton comes in. We got to have a lot of money in the vault because we want to wipe out all of AMC's debt. You understand? We want to start afresh. No more debt. So that's got to be paid off. Whatever it is, $5 billion, it's got to be paid off. So now think about what I just accomplished. You got rid of the rotten leadership. You got rid of the board of directors. You acquired AMC. You have the apes are now controlling it. We control it. You pay off the debt. There's no more debt. Now the next step is all the other things, all the legalities, Wes Christian, the law firms, the investigation against Citadel. But now you need a ton of money for that. So that's why I'm trying to make you understand. We're going up against the world's most powerful, ruthless people. And the only way that we're going to win is we have to be just as powerful. We have to be just as ruthless. But you see, let's be honest. Nobody is thinking big like this except the Apefather, right? No one's thinking big like this. Everybody's thinking small. Everybody's thinking like, I just want to buy and hold. You're all thinking small. I'm thinking like, see, my thinking level is next level. And I don't know if I could bring you up to speed on my thinking level. It's very advanced. I'm trying to do it, but I don't know if I can. But I'm going to try my best. But are you starting to see how this would work if we got rid of Adam Aron, if we got rid of the ABC board of directors, we got rid of the debt, we have tons of money to keep us afloat, right? For years to come. We have tons of money in legal expenses that we could hire the best legality, the best legal groups to go to work. We have money now to control everything, our message. You want to talk about awareness? With the money that I will raise, we will have the greatest awareness that you've ever seen. It's going to be insane. But you see, the way I think is to really attract a lot of interest. Charles Payne is a lightweight. He's nothing. I'm thinking much bigger. Okay, but we got to be on the same level as Citadel. And I know you all think I'm a psycho, but it's possible. It's possible. You know what it requires? It requires the apes that are currently in AMC to contribute somewhere between $3,000 to $5,000 each. But the way I see it, wouldn't it be worth it? Listen to me. If we could beat Citadel, right? If we could expose the synthetics, and we could bring that to Gary Gensler. You're talking about AMC potentially being trillions and trillions of dollars in terms of its market cap, depending on how many synthetics would be discovered. We could make history. But look, I'm just going to keep, you know what it is? Look, I'm going to keep pushing my message. Here's my email address. Let me type my email address. I am not asking for any money. Let me type my email address. This is not a solicitation for an investment. I am just asking apes to email me. Ready? That's it. Say, I'm in. Okay. I already got a ton of people today. Let me keep accumulating apes. Once we get to a point where we have an insane amount, then I'll start this process. I will go to a great law firm. I'm going to ask them how they're going to tell me. I'm going to ask them the best. I'm assuming it's probably going to be a private placement. That's what I'm assuming. Okay. You're not sending the money to me. You're sending it to an escrow account that will be controlled by a law firm. Okay. It's going to be controlled by a very, very prestigious, but before you would send money, you would receive, okay, it would either be a private placement, a prospectus. You're going to receive some form of legal documentation that you could review with your attorney that will go over your interests and everything. But I'm not asking for any money right now. I want to be perfectly clear. This is not a solicitation for an investment. All I'm asking you to do is send me an email. That's it. There's no money. Okay. No money is involved at this point. I'm just asking for an email. See, I want to be prepared. In other words, I don't want to start this process until I'm prepared. I want to make sure we have millions and millions of apes aboard before we start this process. Then what would be step 2 would be to the legalities. Have a law firm put together a private placement. I would provide all of you. It may be done through the internet. I'm not sure how it's going to be done yet, but you'll be able to review all the legal documentation. You can have your attorney look at it. And then at that point, if all of you agree, the money will be sent to an attorney. It'll be a very prestigious law firm. They will hold the funds. You will know your interest. You'll know everything. Now, let's assume that we do this. Let's pretend like it's imaginary, okay? And let's assume that we actually did this. Once, believe me, listen to me. For all the people who say that AMC will not sell to you, listen to me. Adam, put yourself in Adam Aron's shoes. The guy sold around $50 million worth of AMC. Okay. He's set up for life because of us, by the way. He's set up for life. Okay. He knows that AMC is going into bankruptcy. That's why, listen to me, he knows he can't pay the $5 billion in debt. So if a company came to Adam Aron, listen to me, and said, we're going to assume all of the debt, right off the bat, he knows that's going to keep AMC alive forever. Okay. Then the second thing, you give them a fair price of what their market cap is, whatever it is, you negotiate a good price. You buy them out. Now you have enough money for operational costs for another 4 to 5 years. Now you have legal costs to go after Ken Griffin, to start investigations, to disclose the synthetics, disclose the corruption. See, I have the winning plan. This is the winning plan, and it's very realistic. I know you think it's not, but if enough apes would put up about 3 to 5K, yeah. Like, I'll give you just an example. Are you ready? If 1 million apes put up $5,000, that's $5 billion right there. That's $5 billion. And that's only 1 million. If you had 2 million, you got $10 billion. You see what I'm trying to say? You got to think big, big. You all think too small. And that's why, you know what it is? That's why Ken Griffin is laughing at us. All right. So let me answer some questions now. I sound like Morantz. No, Morantz rants just wants, no. Morantz rants, Ken, he just wants us all to give up on AMC. He just wants you to sell, take your losses, wipe your chin, and go home. I don't sound like Morantz friggin' rants. I don't need a middleman. Richie, I could just buy my own lawyer. Yeah, but you're only one person. You see, Krabby's this is the problem with this guy, Krabby. You don't understand you're dealing with the most richest, successful, ruthless people on earth. You may call them the Illuminati. You may call them the New World Order. You're not understanding. This is something that one person cannot do. You can't do it. It's impossible, Krabby. It's impossible. Okay. So this is once again someone who's just not thinking. You obviously don't know what you're up against. You don't know what you're up against. And you actually think that you could handle this yourself with one lawyer. You're nuts. You're nuts. Look, I have my differences with Morant's rants. I spoke recently on his live stream, and I told him I'm not gonna quit. Like he's like, you gotta quit. It's over. Take your losses. I said, no. See, I'm trying to find another way around this to win. This guy's giving me $2. I don't know why, but thank you. I didn't ask for the $2, but thank you, Krabby. If you want me to eat a Big Mac, you got to add a little bit more. Big Mac is about, I think, $8. Maybe get the meal is 15. But anyway, how about 10K? Anything is possible. We're not at, listen to me, we're not at a point to discuss money yet. Okay. All I'm asking for is emails. I don't want any money from anyone. I don't know how many times people I had this guy tell me the other day, he's like, Apefather, I'm broke. I was talking to him on the phone. He goes, I have no money. And I'm like, do you have an email? He goes, I have an email. Okay. I said, that's all I'm asking of you. I don't want any money. I want an email. And he's like, but at some point you're going to want money. I'm like, but don't worry about the some point. Let's get there. You know, it's kind of like, imagine if you're on a desert. Let me give you an example, right? You're on a desert and it's 105 degrees. We're sweating. We see no water. We feel like we're going to die, right? So what are you concerned about at that point? Are you going to start flipping out, seeing mirages, jumping into the sand, thinking it's a freaking ocean, right? No, you're going to keep moving forward. It's like Rocky Balboa. That's how winning is done. It's not how hard you hit. It's how hard you could keep getting hit and keep getting up. That's the key. See what I'm trying to do. I just want to keep moving forward. So right now, here's my only thing: emails. Send emails. That's it. Send me an email. And then the more and more emails I get, eventually it'll get to a point where I'll say, you know what, guys, we got millions of emails. Now we could take it to the next level. Now we could start talking. But why bother to talk when we don't have the emails? And maybe this will never happen. But I'm going to tell you this. This is the idea. This is the winning idea. I'm going to tell you something. If Adam Aron goes forward with the 10-for-1 reverse stock split, we're dead. We're finished. It's over. I'm telling you. And I'm sorry if you get mad at me that I'm being negative. We are finished. He's going to take 90% of our shares away. And look what happened, like with this friggin' WISA. I have a tiny position on it, but the thing did 100-to-1 reverse stock split. Look at what happened to that thing. How that dropped. What do you think's going to happen to AMC? Come on. Try to read some comments here because I've been talking a lot. Let me look at some comments. What happens to shares this is the same question I keep getting asked over and over again. This is Jared. Jared, what happens to shares is when a company goes from public to private, shares become equity. You understand? So in other words, you would own a certain percentage. You understand? That's what happens. It becomes equity. And you could always go back to being a public company again. But you see, you're worried. Like, see, the reason you're asking this question is you're worried about the wrong things. You're not worried about the right things. Okay. What we really want to do with AMC, listen to me, is get rid of the rotten apples. This is what you should be. This should be your concern. You shouldn't be worried about, whoa, do I have shares? Do I have back? Bro, you're going to have zero. At the rate, listen to me, at the rate AMC is going, it's heading into bankruptcy. You're going to have whatever money you have in this play is going to turn into zero. So that's why I don't understand why you're so concerned about like shares or equity. Your money's going to be worth nothing. It's going to be worth nothing. Okay. And my money is going to be worth nothing. And that's why I'm doing this. I don't stop worrying about that. Worry about getting rid of the rotten apples. Red Cloud. I just watched the interview. I don't think Charles was taking shots at the Marine. I think he was actually trying to give him some advice to get more organized. I got to disagree with you. I love you, Red. You know I love you, right, brother? I think he spoke to the Marine and to the apes in general like we were a bunch of friggin' idiots. Like we have no chance to ever take on someone like who's as big and who's as powerful as Ken Griffin. Okay, that was my interpretation of the interview. In other words, Ken Griffin is a financial wizard. Ken Griffin is a genius. He's smoking a Cuban cigar. He's got his feet up, drinking Johnny Walker Blue, and laughing at us, laughing at the stupidity of the apes. All right, that's that. And I do not feel that the Marine stood up for us. I just think the Marine was it was almost like he was so happy that Charles Payne gave him this opportunity and was so happy just to be heard that he was kind of kissing Charles Payne's ass. That's the way I took it. I'm sorry, brother, but I don't agree with you on that one. I just, I feel like the Marine was kissing Charles Payne's ass. And that's not something I would have done. No effing way. Like I said, my first reaction would have probably told Charles Payne that he's going to be working for me very shortly. That's what I would have told. I said after the AMC apes conquer Wall Street, I told them we're going to conquer the media. We're going to probably acquire Fox. So I would say it's in a very short future, you're going to be working for me. So do me a favor. Don't ever correct me again. I would tell Charles Payne, go get your shine box, do me a favor, and shine my shoes. All right. See, I would never, ever allow that man to ever speak like he's above me. No one is above me. Only God is above me. That's who's above me, God. All right, so let me read some other comments here. It's a lot of haters. John Bitten. Payne was talking like it was an AMC protest. It was overall a market protest. I mean, John, look. The bottom line is what got accomplished. You understand, John? What got accomplished from it? Nothing. I agree with you. It was an overall market protest, but nothing got accomplished. So, like, at the end of the day, we applaud the Marine for his effort. Unfortunately, nothing came of it. See, look, I don't know what you guys are in it for anymore. I don't know what you're in it for. I want to win. You understand? I want to win. I don't know what any of you want to do anymore. It seems like you get very excited over nonsense, over nothing. You get very, very happy. Everybody's giving this guy so much credit. Nothing was accomplished. Nothing was accomplished. You all giving him so much. Oh my God, God bless you, doing so great. You're the best, the Marine. Oh, you're awesome. You're amazing. Nothing was accomplished. But bro, he got international attention and global recognition where we all look like assholes. Krabby. You understand? See, Krabby, I don't know if it's that you just have a very low IQ. I don't know what it is with you. I don't know if you were dropped as a baby and, maybe you have brain damage. Listen to me. Only 75 to 80 people showed up. Forget about my program. I usually 2 people showed up. It really doesn't even make a difference. If it's 2 people, it doesn't make a difference if it's 80 people. And the way that Charles Payne spoke to the Marine, it's like we're all a bunch of dumb idiots. We're not organized. We're all fighting with each other. And we have no chance to go up against Ken Griffin. We have no chance. All right, and ultimately, the Marine needed to rebuttal that. He needed to rebuttal that. And he needed to speak very strong. And I don't believe he did that. Sorry, but that's just my opinion. See, once again, like this guy, AP95, you don't want to win. Listen to me. You know what it is? There's just certain people like this guy, AP95. I just think what it is, they just want to keep fighting. That's their thing. And that's exactly what Charles Payne was saying. We're all a bunch of idiots, like this guy, AP95 is an idiot. We're all a bunch of idiots that fight each other. We're not organized, okay? And we're all fighting each other. Okay, that's exactly the point that Charles Payne made. And you, my friend, are basically making it that he was right. You're confirming, okay, his opinion of us. CC, they're just breaking your balls. But I understand that. But what you're not understanding, all of you, is that Charles Payne made us all out to be an idiot. All of us. We're not organized. We're all fighting each other. And he's right. That's the thing. And the Marine should have fought back, He didn't do it. Let me read some other comments here. Robin, Gensler yelling, can't we put the stars together? I know. Listen, Robin, you're right. But Robin, can I ask you a question? What do you suggest we do about it? What do you feel in your heart like is the answer? Is the road to victory? Big picture is what's needed, CC. I have the big picture. Okay. The only problem is I just wish there was a way that I could make all of you think like me. If you think like me, you have no idea what we would accomplish. You have no idea. Like, we would not only win with AMC, we would win with the whole bakery, baby, the whole market corruption. We would take over Wall Street. That's how big I think. But it's like, I can't make you think like me. I can't. You know what it is? I watch a lot of people's videos, like a lot of other YouTubers, and I noticed that, like, just to name one, like that John Wick snipping, okay? Just to give you an example. When he's not selling silverware, right? He'll promote like a whole bunch of different like plays, okay? And I noticed that that's what keeps him going, and that's what keeps his channel going, and that's kind of in a way what Lou does. He keeps coming up with new plays: GTII, COSM, WISA, and for the most part, it catches people's interest because people are always looking for the quick buck. They're looking for the quick buck. They just want to make, like, most people are happy with crumbs. That's it. If I could go into a play, this is the mentality of most retail investors, and I can make $500, or if I can make $1,000 in a day, I'm happy. That's it. That's their thing. They're not looking to change Wall Street. They're not looking to beat Ken Griffin. They're not looking to stop the market corruption. They just want crumbs. So ultimately, at the end of the day, what happens is that Ken Griffin and Citadel are making the real money in the market. They have the monopolies. They have the money. They have the contacts. They have the connections. They have the power. Okay. And all of you retail investors, you're all little puppets on the string. You're all little puppets, and they throw you once in a while a couple of crumbs. You understand? There's a couple of crumbs, and like a mouse with the cheese, you bite the cheese and you're happy and you're satisfied. That's it. And maybe if they feel very generous, they give you a little bit of milk. They give you, here's a little milk, look, and you're happy. That's all you want. And that's what's happening. At least this is what I feel. That's what's happening on social media. Now, I could go, you want to know something? I could go that direction. I really could. And there's times I want to, because I know that's all you want to do. I know all of you retail investors. All you want to do is talk about the new play that you can make a couple of thousand on. And that's what I would say 90% of YouTubers do. That's what they do. And eventually they get a lot of subscribers, and eventually they get a lot of views, because that's what drives the retail investor. What's the next play? What's the next play? That's it. Most people are out of AMC. You want to hear the truth? I speak to, you have no idea how many emails and how many text messages and phone calls I get. Most people I speak to, they laugh at me that I'm still at AMC. They're like, "You're still at AMC? They're like, man, we're past AMC, man. I sold that shit like 6 months ago. They're like, they're like, you're still in that freaking garbage stock, John Bitten. I go to Atlantic City from time to time, but Atlantic City is not a way of making money. Atlantic City is just as rigged, if not more rigged, than the stock market, brother. You know, when I go to Atlantic City, I honestly don't go to win. I go to lose because listen to me. You're not people have to understand something. Casinos, you ever hear the expression the house always wins? You know, it took me a couple of years to figure it out. You know, like there was a time where I was going to casinos like 7 days a week. But you look at your win loss statement at the end of the year and you come to the acceptance, you're down 40, 50,000, and you realize you're like, this is not working. This is not the answer. No, casinos are certainly not the way to make money. It's just a way to have fun. Like if you want to go out and you have like 2 or 3 thousand that you want to throw away, you know, just for a night of entertainment. I'll get myself a $400 or $500 dinner. I'll get myself delicious steak. You know, I'll drink all night, you know, and I'll throw 2,000 away on roulette. I know I'm going to lose. It's a rigged system, man. It's rigged. I mean, look, occasionally can you win? Yes, but consistently you're not going to win. Consistently you're not going to win at a casino. Here he goes to family stuff again. I have a lot of money, AP95. This is what I'm trying to make all of you understand. Listen to me. I I don't think you understand this, and I'm not trying to brag. You're only looking at the meals that I buy. Did you ever think about my bills that I have to pay? I have a $600,000 house, brother. Like I mean, you only look at. Here's the thing: you look at the money I spend on food. What about the mortgage, right? What about my utility bills? What about everything else? You know what I mean? We got the kids I got to take care of. I got my wife I got to take care of. I got my mother I got to take care of. Forget about it. Madon, the money I got to spend every month. It's insane. But you have to understand something that I want more in my life. I'm not, you want to know something? The life that I currently have, I think most of you would be happy. You want to know the truth? I know that you all break my balls. I know a lot of you do. You all break my balls. I think a lot of you would like to trade places with me. Right now, just the current life I have, just having a $600,000 house. And then you all break my balls with my car, my GMC. My GMC rules. That thing is awesome, man. I got leather seats. It heats my back. It heats my ass. I got dual sunroofs. I got the Bose system. I got the Bose system. It kicks ass, man. I got everything. Everything you could imagine on that car. I got it, and it's like again, you all break my balls on it. It's like you break my. What's wrong with my car rules? You know what I mean? I got a $75,000 in-ground pool. I got a 7-person hot tub. My kids have a gigantic trust fund. They're set up for life. I got cash. I got gold. I was thinking about selling gold, but gold is doing really, really well. So I decided not to sell it. I'm good, man. I'm good. So see, so I'm in a position where, like, how can I put this? I'm in a position where if I lose all of my money in the stock market, it's okay. It's fine. I've come. I know it's a very good chance that I'm going to lose all of my money in AMC, and I want you to know I've come to terms with it. But it's at the end of the day, I'm okay. I still have a shitload of money. It's not affecting my life. It's fine. But I would prefer to win, wouldn't you? Like, wouldn't you prefer to win? Like, I don't like to lose, especially if I'm losing a battle that's not fair. I don't feel that Ken Griffin is winning fairly. Again, I have to say it's alleged, but I do not feel he's winning fairly. Robert says, guys, let's have smart talk, not bulls, hit stuff, get to the point where we can move forward and make the stock squeeze. All right, so here's the point. You want to get to the point, Robin? Here's my email address. Here's the point. Okay. I'm telling you what to do. The question is, are you all going to listen to me? Here's my email address. Let me show you. Send me an email, Robert. I'm in. I don't want any money. Okay. This is not a solicitation for an investment. I just want, thank you, King. God bless you, brother. Send me that email. Okay. Now, after you send me the email, I'm going to go over my whole plan with you. I'm going to be making a tremendous amount of videos. A lot of them is going to be redundant. I'm going to be honest. A lot of it is going to be redundant because I want to stay on point. I want to stay on message. And I just want to keep driving this down your freaking throats and your head until you finally like snap and you get it. God bless you, Kane. Kane is a great man. And your grandson is a very talented young pianist. God bless. Whenever he's ready to do his next lesson, you let me know. After I accumulate a lot of emails, I told you, and I'm ready. I will contact West Christian, or I'm going to contact a very prestigious law firm, and I'm going to explain to them. I'm going to say, look, I got 1 million plus people. We want to acquire AMC legally. How could I do this? I have a feeling he's probably going to tell me a private placement. That's what I have a feeling. It's probably going to be a private placement, okay, or something of that nature, okay. And then he's going to put together the financials. He's going to say, this is exactly what we're going to spend this amount of money on. This is exactly what we're going to spend this amount of money on, and this is what we're. So you're going to be able to see the full thing. So we're purchasing AMC at this price. We're paying off debt, to these creditors. We're putting this money away to have 4 or 5 years operational costs. We're putting this amount of money for legal expenses to expose the corruption, which could include just again, to name a few, share intel, hiring share intel, hiring, tremendous law firms to work for us. Okay. Now, the idea of my plan is Operation Takeover Wall Street. That's it. Operation Takeover Wall Street. I want the whole bakery. See, you're thinking small, all of you. You're thinking just AMC. That's what you're thinking, AMC. This could turn into so much more than just the AMC Boaz. Like, we could have that. We could have the AMC Boaz and turn AMC's market cap potentially into trillions of dollars. We could do that, but that would only be step one. We could accomplish so much more because we would have the winning team. Like Rocky says, the home team. We could have the home team. Let me read some more comments here. You're right, John, in your assessment that Regal would be more affordable, but I don't believe the reason I'm interested in AMC is I believe there is a ridiculous amount of synthetic shares that are in AMC. I think it might be the most out of any stock in the history of Wall Street. That's my opinion, and I think a lot of people ultimately agree. It's not a Ponzi scheme, Krabby. Krabby, you're dealing with attorneys. Listen to me. You're dealing with attorneys. It's not a Ponzi scheme. This guy. Listen to me. When you say careful, let me ask you a question. I'm only asking for email addresses. I'm not asking for any money. So I'm right off the bat, there's nothing illegal I'm doing. Okay. Now, I will go to a law firm that studies securities law. You understand? They specialize in securities law. They're going to put together something that is legal. We are going to inform the SEC. We're going to file everything we're doing with the SEC. Okay, so when you say it sounds like a Ponzi scheme, you're a freaking moron. You're a Mama Luke. You're an idiot, brother. Brother, I would never do anything that would ever be against the law. I would never do nothing. All right, do I look like Lou? Maybe I do now. I would never do anything illegal. I bet if you left AMC, we would run, yeah. So I'm the only thing holding back the Boaz, yeah. Another Mama Luke. This sounds like the Ape Island scam. Once again, Hank, I don't know what to say to you people. I keep saying the same thing. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for emails. I am telling you that No money will be accepted until we have all of the apes lined up, of which then I will have a law firm that will follow securities law and that will file everything with the SEC, and you will be presented with all the legal documentation for your review and for your attorney's review. So if that sounds like a scam to you, I don't know what to tell you. The live stream at the bar is still legendary. I got a lot of trouble over that. People think they joke around with me with my wife. My wife literally was going to divorce me. I was saying some crazy shit, man. I was saying some crazy shit. I mean, it was no joke. I was like, like the young girls, like the 19-year-old girls. I'm like, I want to show them a real man. You got to see my wife's face. She was out to kill me, man. So you guys are all talking about being careful, right? That's what I should be careful with. I almost got divorced. Answer how much you would make. Answer how you would make AMC. Once again, call out Apefather bullshit. Once again, you're thinking very small. You're thinking very, very small. You're not thinking big. Okay. It's so easy to make AMC better. Okay. First of all, the money is made in concessions. It's not made in ticket sales. So the focus would right off be increasing concession sales. In other words, that's the key. So how would I do that? I actually feel better quality food. Number one would do that very quickly. Better quality food. Then I also feel that every AMC should have a bar. I noticed that some of them have bars in Florida, but they don't have, for some reason, the AMCs here in Jersey do not have a liquor license. I don't know why. And if I was the CEO of AMC, I would fight for that because David Buster's has a liquor license. So I would be like, what the F is the difference between AMC and David Buster's? Why does David Buster's? See, you want to know a lot of this stuff. I don't want to tell you. It's probably people. You understand what I'm saying to you? There's a lot of things. I don't want to get into it, but there's a lot of, you got to grease the elbows. You understand? I'm gonna tell you it's all alleged. That's it, because I got to protect myself, okay? Because why does David Buster's, this is the thing, why does David Buster's have a bar and AMC doesn't have a bar? It doesn't make sense. Now, I understand in other states, AMC does have a liquor license, but for some reason in Jersey, they don't. So that's very important. You need every single AMC to have a bar and a liquor license. You need every AMC to have a tremendous amount of concessions. They should be selling products. Like, I'll give you an example. When I take my kids to like Walt Disney World, you know, when you go to like Islands of Adventure too, and the other parks. So we went on, I'll give you an example, Jurassic Park. You go on the ride. After you go on the ride, you immediately enter a store that now sells every single product of Jurassic Park. Shirts, friggin', you name it, mugs, cups, pads, hats, forget about it, right? That's something that Adam Aron should be doing. I think that he could actually make deals with the movie companies. You know what I mean? And work out some sort of a profit split, profit sharing. Just be like, look, we're promoting Avatar. Here's an example. We want to give people the opportunity to buy Avatar shirts, Avatar pads, Avatar hats, Avatar cups. So you might be able to work out a deal with the movie companies where you work out some sort of profit sharing. I don't understand why he's not doing that. I remember when it was Halloween, I was saying the same thing. Like, why is he not? He should have all types of Halloween merchandise that like you should be playing like the movie Halloween, whatever ends. Halloween ends with Michael Myers. And then there should be all kinds of like, Halloween merchandise you could purchase. That's normally something you might have to negotiate with the movie company. But the thing is, right off the bat, the hardest part, listen to me. The hardest part is getting someone to the movie theater. That's the hardest part. Getting someone to the movie theater. Once the asses are in the seats, you have to now give them every opportunity while they're in the movie theater to spend money. Like, when you go to a supermarket and you're just about ready to leave and you're on the line where you're paying for all your food and they have all those last minute products and you're like gums and candy bars and this and that. It's the same exact thing. You got to give people every opportunity to spend money. It shouldn't be in one section. It should be everywhere. Like everywhere you walk, everywhere you go, there should be something you could buy. Or entertainment. I believe arcades is a great way to go. But besides arcades, give adults people entertainment, like have a Joker poker machine. Now, you know what you could do? You could do something very similar to Dave and Buster's. If someone wins on the Joker poker machine, you could have like a store, you understand, where not only are there kids' toys, right? There's adult stuff for the adults. You understand? So, in other words, in lieu of cash, the you could possibly even have a roulette machine in there. I mean, listen, it's not gambling because they're winning tickets, they're winning points. They'll have a card where they win points, and ultimately they could retrieve those points. That's what David Buster's does. That's what David Buster's does. And you go and you get basically a gift based on the amount of points. So, in other words, that's a great way to increase revenue with AMC. Is just to have so many. Not every AMC has a bar crabby. Not every AMC does. Okay. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Jared, because the AMC I go to in Brick doesn't have a bar. So not every AMC has a bar. Like I'm saying, every single AMC should have a bar. Every single AMC should have. I think they should. What the F is Jurassic Park? This guy's nuts hike. I think that AMC should follow in the business model of Dave and Buster's. That's what I feel. I feel that Dave and Buster's has a winning business model. But the thing I don't like about Dave and Buster's is very similar to what I don't like in AMC. The food sucks. The food sucks. It's terrible. See, I would bring like L&B Spumoni Gardens approach to AMC if I was the CEO. I would have like the best square pizza that you could possibly buy. Like I'm talking about Brooklyn Square. I'm talking about pizza that is so delicious that you faint to the floor. See, you want to have quality food there. The food that they currently serve sucks. The friggin' pretzel bites, they're hard as a rock. The nacho cheese sucks. It's disgusting food. You get heartburn. You feel like you want to throw up. Why not have quality food? You see what I'm saying? And maybe, how they have the reclining seats? Maybe we could do something with the seats where you have like a little bit of a table. Like, you know what I mean? Like a table, a table by the seat. And this way people could actually, while they're watching their movies, they could eat a good meal. They could have like really, really quality food. So that's only a few things that I would do to increase revenue with AMC. I'm reading out some comments here. Robert says he's talking to Krabby. Krabby, yes, it would be probably illegal for a short selling hedge fund to purchase AMC if it was cheaper to kill them than Moaz, but they could acquire through some other means. See, this is the thing. The reason why they would never do that is, once again, if a company goes from public to private, they technically have to close out all the short positions. Now, I know what you're all going to say. MMTLP, I get it. But once again, you don't know what deal. See, this is another reason why you want me as the CEO, because I can't be bought and I can't be sold. There's a lot of people out there that can be bought and can be sold. Gabish, okay? And you don't know what deals CEOs are making. You don't know. And you don't know what deals they're making with you. You don't know anything. I always like to say there's the circle of corruption, and we're not in it. We're not in that circle. So, I don't think that a hedge fund would buy AMC because they would be exposing themselves if they did that. I think it's so much more easier for them to short us to the oblivion, just like they did with Blockbuster, just like they did with Toys R Us. Short us to the oblivion, use an unlimited amount of synthetic shares, phantom shares, bring AMC all the way down to the point where everybody gives up. The company burns all their money. They simply are in too much debt. That's it. And they go Chapter 11. That's the goal of the hedge funds is to make us bankrupt. Again, Krabby, Citadel acquiring AMC is like biting off their own friggin' toe. They're not going to expose themselves, brother. It makes no sense for Citadel to acquire AMC. It makes more sense for them to short it to the oblivion and make AMC go bankrupt. That's how he makes all his money, Ken Griffin. I don't think that movies are done. I don't agree with that. I think that movies are going to live on forever. I really do. And see, that might be you want to you know what might be another great direction to go with AMC is to bring back drive-in movie theaters. I know you guys think I'm a psycho, but once again, those things were great, man. Especially in the summer, and you have like kind of like the Sonic. You could have like the waitresses, like the old like I know it's old fashioned, but I love those things. And you would have like the waitresses with their short skirts, with their roller skates, drive up to your car's parked, and you can get yourself burgers, but again, good quality food, ice cream, milkshakes, all that stuff. That might be a good way to go too, because people don't like the concept of the movie theaters with the coronavirus of everyone sitting on top of each other. But what's really cool about a drive-in movie theater is that everybody is separated. In a way, I think it would do very well because, especially in these times of the coronavirus, because you have cars that are separated from each other, so you have privacy. You know what I mean? That might be another great idea. What's this guy saying here? Chica Gorilla. I have the 3,000 you're asking for. I don't want you to listen to me, brother. I don't want any money. I just want you to send me an email. So I don't know if you're just breaking my balls or if you're being serious. I don't want any money. Here. Chica Gorilla for Chin. Here's my email address. I am not crabby. Once again, I am not asking for any money. I'm not asking for any money. I don't know. Why do you keep saying this for? I'm not asking for any money. You say don't send the money. This guy's like a lunatic, this guy. I'm not asking for any money. I explained this already. When we have enough emails lined up, I will get a law firm, a very, very prestigious law firm that will provide you with all the legal paperwork that will be filed with the SEC, that you could have your attorneys review, and any money that would be exchanged after all the legal documents have been filed. It will be done through an attorney's escrow. It will be done through a prestigious law firm. I don't know how many more times I have to say this. I don't want any money from any of you. I just want an email, just like Apefather, I'm in for the idea, but not I'm in the sense of you're sending money. You're sending just an email. He's like, I'm begging. Once again, this is just a guy, the eyes don't lie, who is either a Citadel snake, a Citadel bot, or just a complete idiot who doesn't want to win. How am I a grifter? I'm trying to win. You see, ding dong, I could guarantee that you don't own any AMC. You're not, you're just, bro, you're just some dude who works for Citadel, man. Gem Miner, are you a bottom or a top? Not really sure what if you're talking sexually with my wife, what are you talking about? I gotta be a little bit more specific. I do it all, brother. With women, not like Lou. Not into manly love. Well, it seems like everybody works for Citadel who doesn't have brains like you. The eyes don't lie. It seems like, I mean, you just come here to hate, bro. You're not trying to make a difference. You're not trying to win. You just come here to fight. That's what it is. It's like you're 69. At least like be like Robin. At least he's joking. Make jokes. It's like you guys come to hate, man. Such hate. We will sell the emails. I'm not selling emails. Oh, you lunatics. I'm on the record right now. You hear me? Listen to me. You could sue me. If I sell one email to any marketing company, you can sue me. I am not selling emails. A lot of haters in here tonight. Kane, you want to know what it is? You're a good man, Kane. There's people here that are not even AMC apes. They have no AMC. They don't own AMC. And I just think this is their form of entertainment. They come here to fight, to hate. That's it. This is like the Apefather to them is their nightly entertainment to fight. All right, so you see, once again, chick a gorilla for chin. I don't know if you're being serious. I don't know if you're breaking balls. So I'm going to say it one last time. There is no money being exchanged at this point. Do you understand me? You're not sending any money. It's an email address. In other words, you're saying, I'm interested, I'm in. Now, what I would do is I first will accumulate a tremendous amount of email addresses, which I am not selling to marketing companies. Okay. It is for the purpose of getting to a point so I don't waste your time, I don't waste my time, I don't waste no one's time. Once I have enough apes lined up, I will get a prestigious law firm that will put together all of the legalities. They will put everything together. You will receive all the legalities in terms of the paperwork. All legal paperwork will be filed, and then you could review this with your attorney. Once then you decide you're like, this is something I want to do, there will be an escrow account that will be set up through this prestigious law firm. That money will be sent to. You're not sending money to me. I wouldn't. It's illegal. Listen to me. If you would send money to me, it's illegal. I'm like I'm breaking securities rules. I'm not accepting any money. All right. So once again, here's my email address. I think most people here are Lou followers. You're probably right. Kind of getting a little tired. It's late. It's about 11:31. It's actually not that late, but I ate a lot of food. You ever eat a lot of food? It's like the nap after the turkey. You feel like but it's just mostly like the comments are all hate. You know, I kind of get tired after a while of fighting all of you. You know, at the end of the day, you have to all understand something. I don't care if you do this or not. It's you're hurting yourselves. You're not hurting me. I have a good life. I have a good family. I have a pretty respectable amount of money. I'm okay. You understand? So he's laughing. This guy, Dig Dug. I don't know who you're laughing at, but again, don't send money. Freaking psychopaths. You're all hurting yourselves because you're going to just allow. You know what the funny thing is? You're just going to allow Ken Griffin to continue to win. You're going to allow this corruption to continue to go on. Nothing is. We finally have a chance. We finally have a movement. This never happened before, where we have like 10 million retail investors that own basically the whole float of AMC. And it's like I feel like we're not using that power to our benefit. We're not using that to our benefit. We're thinking very small. And I'm just trying to make you all think big. But you know what they say? There's only so much you could do. You can't, if there are people who just don't have that winning mentality, you can't help them. So that's why I might have to take a loss on this. It's a learning experience. That's it. What are you gonna do? That's it. I tried. I went into this just like all of you. I went into it to win. But if I can't, I don't think, look, if we don't take the actions that I'm suggesting, I don't feel we're going to win. That's it. If Adam Aron completes the 10-for-1 reverse stock split and we lose 90% of our shares, most likely Citadel, Antera, all the hedge funds will have a feast. You understand what a feast is? They'll short AMC to the oblivion and it's over. It's all she wrote. That's it. Look, nobody knows. Call out Apefather's bullshit. Nobody knows how many apes, how many retail investors are there in our movement. Some people speculate it's 5 million. Others speculate it's 7 million. Others speculate it's 10 million. Nobody knows for sure. Some people have said that it could be as high as 10 million retail investors. Bree S. One thing I do respect is that you don't delete comments, even the really bad ones, unlike Lou and Al from Boston. I allow people to speak. Look, I'm a thank you. If you really sent the email, thank you, brother. God bless. I'll keep you up to date on everything. Let me see if he's telling the truth. I'm going to check my email real quick. I'm not seeing any email. Chica, I'm not seeing any email. I don't know if it went to spam. I'll check it later. But anyway, I do get a lot of emails, believe it or not. People do agree that this is the way to go. A lot of people agree this is the way to go. 7,000 people at the protest. Did you hear? The Breeds protest was a huge success. It was a great success, except nothing was accomplished. Yeah, Robert, can you just resend it though, brother? It'll make my life a lot easier. Rather than for me to look for it, just take 1 second out of your day. You don't have to do it now. When you get a chance, just send me an email. Here's my email again. Trying to make it easy for all of you. It's not a problem, Shika. I'm going to check it after my live stream, and I will keep you up to date. Like I said, there's no money right now. This is something that I have to build up in terms of emails first. Thank you, Robert. Not even sure how many people are in this live stream right now. Does anybody know how many people are here? Try to see if I can look it up. Participants. Not that many. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Something like maybe 10 people. Not too many. More than your protest. Ha 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 ha. All bots. Don't worry about it, ding dong. I'll let you know when I'm finished, okay? That's it. When I'm ready to go, I'll let you know. Until I'm just gonna keep entertaining. That's what I do well. I entertain my ape family. And like I said, at the very worst case scenario, if this idea doesn't work, it really doesn't affect me. It doesn't. I already look. I already considered AMC a loss. If you want me all to be honest with you, whatever happens at this point happens. But I've already considered it a loss. That's it. If I lost, I lost. What can I do? Listen. At the end of the day, I have a beautiful house. I have a beautiful family. I have money that comes in every month. I have savings. I have cash. I have gold. Listen to me. I will not make this mistake again. That's it. I've been going very small with stocks. Like you don't know. I play with just $500, $1,000 on certain plays. I get in, I get out as soon as I make a profit. I'm very small with stocks. The majority of my money is kept in cash. I'm a big believer in cash. Cash is king. I don't care what anybody says. You can say whatever you want. Cash is king. Like I learned that from Oprah Winfrey. She was on an interview one time and she was like multi-billionaire. They're like where do you invest your money? She goes, I don't invest. She goes, I keep my money in cash. Are you Tony Soprano? Some people have said I do resemble him, James Gandolfini. A lot of my finances could be verified online. Call that Apefather's bullshit. All right. So, I don't know what your problem is. I mean, you could verify at least close to $1 billion of my money online. And then if you add my wife's settlement, there's 2 billion. So I just don't know. It's like you all keep trying to prove me wrong when you can't. You can't prove me wrong. Ugh. The bet is cheap, and you could tell you're not a billionaire. This bet is actually not cheap. Let me show you something. Hold on. 1 second. Where's my hold on. Check this out on my bet. You see this here? Let me show you this remote control. So this is a very expensive bed. Okay. I have a massager. Look, listen. See my massager on my bed. I could lift my head here. Look, I'll make my go up. I can lift up my feet here. This is definitely not a cheap bed. This bed is worth more than people's portfolios. I don't know what you're talking about, cheap bed. That's a used bed. It's used by me. It's not moving. You guys just love to hate. You're the hating squad. Hate, 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 hate. You would all love to have my life. I have a very easy life. All I do is like, I wake up whenever I want. I eat whatever I want. I do whatever I want. And I don't have to answer to nobody. And I go to sleep whenever I want. And I watch TV all night long. And I play my keyboard, make love to my wife, enjoy lasagna and all the good food I eat. No, I know you don't hate Kate. You're Cade, rather. Cade, you're the man. You are a great man, Cade. Cade is definitely not a hater. He's a very good person. Great family man. Look, I'm not here. Look, for all the haters out there, can I explain something to you? I'm really not here like to brag or to try to come across like I'm better than anybody. That is not my intention. And if I give you that intention, that you think that that's my intention, I apologize. I'm just a regular person, man. I'm not. There's nothing about me that's different or special than any one of you. I'm just enjoying my life. That's it. I'm enjoying life. Life is short. That's why it's like I just enjoy every day. I enjoy my family. We go to church. I enjoy my children. It's wonderful to have children. It's wonderful to have family. I enjoy my life. That's it. I'm not trying to make myself out to be any better than anybody. But the thing is, I think I have a little bit of something that a lot of people don't have. I have tremendous big ideas. But the problem is that I'm only one guy. I'm only one man. And I can't, my ideas are just too big for one person. You know what I mean? My ideas are huge. I go to church every Sunday. I mean, there's just a few Sundays sometimes I miss, but majority of the time, every Sunday I go to church. I don't know. It's just all hate right now. It's just all hate. Every comment is hate except for maybe Kane. So I'm going to be ending the live stream. We will continue to talk about this idea. Once again, I just want to say this is not a solicitation for an investment. This is simply we're just discussing an idea. No money is being exchanged. This is not a solicitation for an investment. So this live stream is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. This live stream is not legal advice, okay? I am not an attorney. This live stream and all of my videos are for entertainment purposes only because that's what I am. The world's greatest entertainer, the one, the only Apefather in his bed. Wow! Good night. Buonanotte. We will talk soon.